up, y'all, and welcome back to the Life in the podcast where porch talk meets real talk. And we shine a light on people out here really living, building, and growing here in Dallas. I'm your host, Sheila, and today's episode is one of those conversations that make you check in with yourself and your goals. I'm sitting down with Jasmine Lynn, a contouring entrepreneur who made the leap from Oklahoma City to Dallas and truly found her purpose along the way. We talk about what it really looks like to step out on faith and why commitment is the missing piece when it comes to body goals and how confidence is built not just in the mirror, but in your mind. This one also opens up about navigating social media as a business owner and a content creator, balancing real life with the highlight reel and staying locked in on your vision, even when things get a little uncomfortable. If you're on a self improvement journey, thinking about entrepreneurship, or trying to level up your confidence from the inside out, this one's for you. So get comfortable, grab your water, your matcha, your margarita, because this is a no judgment zone, like Planet Fitness, and we're about to get into it. Now, I have been on a fitness journey for quite some time. Much like others, when you're just going through your daily life, you don't often notice some of the weight gain and some of the not quite feeling like your normal self. And so you kind of look at pictures of yourself sometimes and you're like, whoa, hey, times have been a little bit stressful and I've been eating, you know. And I looked at some pictures for myself, a few years ago, and I was like, wow, I really gained a little bit of weight. Or even like looking at some high school pictures of me. Wow, I haven't been this weight since like high school. And so I've been kind of paying a little bit more attention to my weight and really working on my fitness goals for the last few years. So we're gonna check in with Jasmine and talk a little bit about how sometimes the weight goals and getting our body to look like what we want to look like helps to build confidence, and how that confidence makes us shine and also allows us to shine our light so bright that we can kind of help others. I know a lot of y'all have watched Coach Carter back in the day, but I love that poem that kid did about how shining our light allows others to shine their light too. I know I'm paraphrasing, did not do it justice. Charge it to my head, not my heart. But yeah, I think a lot about that in this one. So we're going to get into it with Jasmine. This is a true girl's girl. She really talks about how she's in the business, not just for herself, but also to really help others. So this is a good one, you guys. Sit back and get ready for this. Well, Jasmine, thank you so much for joining the pod tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. So for our listeners at home, tell them a little bit about who you are. You're a Dallas native, born and raised. Give us a little bit of the background.
Okay, my name is Jasmine Lynn. I'm actually from Oklahoma City, born and raised. I've been in the Dallas area for the last 6 years. I just moved here basically because I wanted to start over. At my big age, I just felt like I had grew out of Oklahoma. I felt like I needed a change. And actually, I ended up coming here and finding my purpose. So, yay me. So, that's pretty much it. Oklahoma City, my whole entire life, my family, my friends, everybody. I moved out here by myself. And then my kids later came, they came in rotation. So right now it's just me and my 16-year-old son, and we're living our best life.
Yay, that's awesome. And I love that you said that because I think some of our listeners, potentially might be thinking about moving to the Dallas area. And also, I know there are a lot of, me too, I'm a transplant too, that come here for opportunities and come here for different stuff. You want to kind of speak to, like, you just felt like it was a few more opportunities here. I know I met some people who feel like, a job brought them here, or just coming here.
Actually, I literally just stepped out on faith and just up and said, I want to change. I felt like Oklahoma City had me boxed in with the people that was around me. I was going through a lot, breakups and divorce. And I was just like, I'm going to step out on faith. I didn't know what I was going to do when I got here. I ended up getting a job with a lady. We were actually moving a lot of NFL, NBA players. So she was an entrepreneur and I was her assistant. And so I was taking that role pretty serious, but it almost gave me that freedom from clocking in from an 8 to 5. I was just kind of doing whatever she needed me to do. So I was kind of getting a taste of freedom. I was like, I kind of like this, the entrepreneur side of things. coming from an 8 to 5 in Oklahoma City my whole entire life. So one thing led to another. I've always been into fitness and weight loss journey and just elevating my personal self. So then I had went and met a lady getting some services done on myself. And after that, the rest was history. I then started my own business. My first time, well, it's my second entrepreneur opportunity. My first one, I made shirts, but I just did that on the side. But going full throttle entrepreneur is with body contouring. And so that's where I am now.
Yeah. And so just from learning and picking up that experience from her, you felt like I can do this too, or like you just gained all those tools from working up under her that made you like, what made you think I could do this?
Making shirts kind of gave me the base of, okay, I can take orders, I can deal with money, I can produce orders, I can follow up, the customer service part of it. I started that in 2019 before I even moved here. And then when I moved here, working under her, it did give me a little bit more exposure. I'm dealing with NFL players, NBA players, and I treated them as regular people. And then but then when I went to the lady, I actually found her on Groupon and she did the
Mm.
services on me. And I was just like, okay. And then I kept going and I started seeing changes. And then so she actually took me under her wings. She mentored me. I paid her to be my instructor. And then I got to work under her for a little while. And then I flew out on my own. So that's pretty much how that happened.
That's also a good point I think about too, because I think I saw a social media post that was talking about like if you don't know how to do sometimes it is best to go ahead and pay somebody to help teach you. Or even we think
Oh,
about the
yeah.
gym, sometimes if you can't get those results you want in the gym, you pay a
Yeah.
trainer. So I think that's a
Absolutely.
good point that you make. Sometimes if you don't know all the things, sometimes it is good to pay someone to help train you.
Absolutely. It was a great investment because I'm the type of person that I really want to know what I'm doing, how I'm doing it before I even jump out there because I need to be 100% comfortable in order to provide any type of services, any type of product. Like everything that I sell with my business, I had to have tried it out first before I even ordered in bulks. So I'm just that person because I can't get you to believe or see what I see if I don't believe in it myself.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's very, very true. So tell me a little bit about the body sculpting things. I kind of feel like I had not really heard about body sculpting until kind of recently, like almost as if like is it like a little bit of a newer trend or like has it always been around? What have you learned about?
I would say 6 years ago when I moved here, I didn't know anything about body contouring. I was just actually looking for ways to tighten my skin without getting surgery. So I started Googling things. And then that's the trend these days. You Google something and then you look on Groupon. And then when you look on Groupon, you're like, okay, well, let me go try this for a less amount. You're not committed, you're not invested a lot of money because you really don't know what it is. And so that's pretty much what happened with me. And then once I went on my first visit, I was just like, wow, what is this? What is this? So I went for one service and ended up getting like 5 because I was like, well, I want to try this too. I want to try that. And then once I started continuously going, I started seeing that it was making a change. And I was just like, sign me up. And so, because I have to see it, I have to see it to believe it. I'm that person. But yeah, before I moved here, I knew nothing about body contouring. And that's why it was kind of a big deal. Because I have 2 locations now, one in the Dallas area, one back home in Oklahoma City. And I felt like it was a big deal for me to take that back because a lot of Oklahoma City people did not know about body contouring either because Oklahoma is just a little bit slower than Dallas. So I thought that that was like a blessing in disguise that I was able to share that with them as well.
Definitely. And for the folks that don't quite know what body contouring actually is and how it really works, you want to talk a little bit about what it actually does and how it works?
Yes. So, body contouring is a non invasive way to help contour your body. So, a lot of people, they struggle with stubborn, fatty areas,
Mhm.
mainly midsection, back, arms. So, instead of just jumping straight on a table to get surgery, which I'm not against surgery, I am pro do what is best for you to make you feel good. So, if that means getting surgery, trying body contouring, getting a trainer, whatever it is, I support any woman, any man that chooses to do whatever. So My body contouring is just basically for the ones that don't want to get surgery, that just needs a little bit of help. So,
Mhm.
for example, I do laser lipo and cavitation. So those two services helps break down stubborn fat. But now the price is not very expensive. However, you have to do the work. So you can't just think that you're going to come to me or any other body contouring and then you're going to get these crazy results without doing anything. So
Yeah.
you have to be willing and in a headspace to know that you're actually going to have to do work because we can break down the stubborn fat, but it is going to be up to you to flush it out. And typically it flushes out three ways, and that's urine, sweat, and poop. So you have to combine all the things in between services in order to reach your goal or to see any bit of results. Like you can see results on the first one or two sessions, but if you're not doing what you're supposed to do in between those sessions, then it's kind of like a waste. So it's always promote and let my clients know don't sign up if you're not planning to be committed. That's one of the services. And then I do wood therapy as well that helps sculpt your body. So if you're trying to get that hourglass, if you want like your back to be smoother. Also, if you're dealing with cellulite, it doesn't completely remove cellulite. However, if I put the wood therapy and the red light therapy together, it'll help make the appearance look better. And then I do the sauna blanket detox, and that is good to get rid of any excess water weight, any chemicals and toxins in your body sitting in there for 30, 45 minutes. It's like burning 1,000 calories or so. I also offer EMS. And so that is just basically a machine that I have that will contract your muscles. So if you're trying to tone, if you're trying to tone your abs, your glutes, your thighs, and then lastly, BBL cupping. So if you're looking to tone, plump your glutes, sitting on there for an hour is equivalent to 1,500 squats. So the main objective of that is to incorporate that in with your workouts, and then it'll help give you that, you know, look that you're looking for. Some people want it toned, some people want it lifted, some people want it plumped. And so it's just really up to you. And it's just the matter of how hard you're willing to go with that as well.
That's good. And I love that you have such a thorough explanation and also really letting people know that, hey, it's a combo. It is not just a quick fix, do this and you're going to be amazing, 8 hourglass shape. So I love that you definitely explain to everybody like it is a process. It is a lot
Mhm.
of things. It is just not the one thing.
Right. That is true.
That
That
these
is
are
true.
packages. Do this service multiple times to sometimes get your desired results as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also you offer quite a few services. Sometimes you can't get all those different services in one spot. So that's also cool that you are doing quite a few different things.
Oh yeah, I try to have something for everybody because everybody don't want an hourglass. Some of my clients they come in and say they want laser lipo and cavitation on their glutes because they feel like their booty is too big. So it just depends on the person's. And, again, I support each and one of my clients that comes in because ultimately I want them to feel good about themselves, whatever that looks like. So whatever I can do to help with that, because I'm really big on confidence and just being who you are and just feeling like you're that girl, no matter if you're at the gym, waking up in the morning, whatever, getting dressed up or just on a day to day casual look. That's just my motto, the whole glow up. That means like you're coming from a place where you might have been insecure or lacking confidence. And then when you start glowing up, it's just like, you can't tell me that I'm not that girl for real.
Yeah, yeah. We all want to feel like that girl for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to talk about a little bit about that? That's a good point that you make. 'Cause, a lot of times we kind of our look, our image is a big part of our confidence.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like attending these different services sometimes do help us to build a little more confidence. Not necessarily so much that other people see me looking this way. It's just how I feel about myself when I look at
Oh, yeah.
myself.
Oh, yeah. When I come in, I mean, I call my clients my glow beauty. So if you come to me, if you buy a service, if you buy a product, you're considered a glow beauty from here on out. And so with my glow beauties, I really stand like, of course, we have our personal one-on-one time during that transaction. And it's just like, I preach like go get your hair done, keep your nails done. Like if that's what you're into, do things that makes you feel good and put yourself as a priority. A lot are single moms or wives or whatever. And sometimes you can fall by the wayside. But what I promote, especially when you come and see me, and a lot of women, they leave out like, okay, I'm gonna take her advice on that. And I just promote doing what's best for you and changing some things so you don't feel like you like you need to be feeling great, because the better you feel, the more you can be towards everybody else. Like I have a lot of energy about myself, because now I can pour it out. Like, okay, girl, no, you need to make sure you go to the gym. If you can't go to the gym, I give out workouts to my clients of what you can do at home. There is a will, there's a way. And if you need my braiders information, you need my nail shop, you need, like, I share all the things. I don't gatekeep on anything. I juice, I share my juice recipes, what I eat in a day, the workouts that I do, post all day on social media to be, like encourage some of my glow beauties. Even if they're not feeling it today, put that waist trainer on. If you're not going feel like going to the gym, they see me working out, go to the gym. Even if it's just 30 minutes, just do something, and then it's gonna make you feel 100% better.
Yeah, and that's another thing I love about you, like you said, the fact that you don't gatekeep, the fact that you are sharing all those things, because that's sometimes hard to find. We talk about that term, being a girl's girl, and a
Uh,
lot of people say they are, but they are not.
they are not.
They are not.
I am a girl's girl. Like,
Yeah.
it's something about a woman just walking in confidence that, and like, I compliment women all the time. Like, I love it. I love it. And if it was up to me, my social media would be full of nothing but women versus, some of the guys that I have on there, because I love to see pretty women. I love cute outfits. I love all the girly things, nice bodies. Like if you open up my social media right now and you get the scrolling, all you're gonna see is workout girlies, gym clothes, bad bodies, like braids, different hairstyle. And it's just like double tap, double tap, double tap.
Yeah. Yes. And then, so what do you think, like, what exactly, like, gives you the confidence to be, like, posting some of those things that you post, or to just kind of walk in your full, like, because I feel like you give, like, you are who you are, you're very confident in your skin, and like I said, I think you have to have a certain amount of confidence in yourself and believe in yourself to be able to share those things too, because I feel like sometimes girls don't share and don't gatekeep because they're not as confident or in themselves. And I feel like you
Yeah.
definitely have that. Like, but what like inside of you makes you like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna post these photos in my bikini, or I'm gonna be proud of my body and who I am, because it takes some people some time to get there.
I feel like based off of where I came from. So the girl I used to be, I wouldn't even wear a workout outfit. Like when I started my workout journey, I was in sweatpants and a big t-shirt, a hoodie. I was fully covered like a mom, and I was just at the end of the gym on a treadmill with my hood on. And I used to see the girls come in with the two piece, with the cute outfits. And I made myself a promise that once I got to that point, that I was never going to go back. So that was back in 2018. So I ended up losing the 43 pounds in 6 months. So the beginning of 2019, I had got super small, but then I started weight training. And so I gained it back in muscle. And then the confidence just started leveling up. Then I got into body contouring. And then it was like, I felt like life had passed me by. Like I didn't get my 20s to wear the two piece. I didn't get my early 30s to know what sexy looked like and to be outspoken and outgoing. I felt like a lot of time has passed me by because of everything that I was going through, that I was settling for. So now I feel like I'm just in an unstoppable, unapologetic mode. And it's just like,
Yes.
oh yeah. And if I like it, that's all that matters. Like I don't really care about what anybody else have to say, and no one can tell me what to do. Like I'm living in that era of life where it's just like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. And I'm 41 years old, and I feel like I look really good for my age. And I'm giving hope to a lot of the young ladies. And cause they label me as like a 29-year-old, a 30-year-old, and I'd be like, girl, no, I'm 41. And they'd be amazed, like, oh my God, you look great. And it's just like,
Yes.
that's what I want. Like, and I want to continue to look great and I want to continue to take care of me, taking care of myself and just living out loud.
Yes.
And
And
I
I
feel
think that's
like there is a
yes.
certain level of posting, right? I feel like all of my postings is some of it gives sexy, a lot of it pretty much all of it give confidence, but it's never like raunchy. It's never like ratchet. I keep it really classy and clean. But for some people, they might look at it like, oh, she's just on there naked. I'm just like, I do body contouring and everything that I offer from my Glow Beauties, I do on myself as well. So it's just, if you don't like it, don't follow it.
That's another big aspect I feel like of your business is your posting, your marketing, your social media. You are really taking advantage of
Oh, yeah.
the free marketing of social media. That's huge for business owners. And I feel like some people don't know how to use social media as much or not as familiar, but that is a huge part of your business. You are used it.
Yes,
You have figured
yes.
it out. How did you have you always been into social media or are you learning? Because I know some of the things you're learning a little bit more now.
Oh, yeah, and just to be completely honest, I didn't really get on social media until like 2019.
Wow.
After I decided that I was going to change my life around. And so when I started getting on social media, I mean, I had just very little followers. And so like now, like I just hit 50K followers on TikTok and 170K on Facebook. And so it's just steady growing. And sometimes I even look back like, I don't know how I got this big, but it's just me being my authentic self. And that's every day. I'm an open book. I share the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. I'm pretty much a open book on my social media. So I feel like when you don't have to pretend, then it comes because I'm just my natural, goofy, confident, whatever self. Depending, I can be mad sometimes, but that's very, very rare because it takes
Yeah.
a lot to upset me because I feel like life is really short and I've wasted so much time in the past being sad or down. So now it's just like I'm this upbeat and I gotta stay there because I want to be there.
Yeah. When you decided that, like, I'm about to change my life around, what steps did you take? Did you have like a journal that you were like, I'm gonna do these things, a vision board? What was the how did you get there?
Yeah, I did the vision board.
Okay.
I did journal, but then I wanted to kind of freestyle. Like I wanted to just kind of go with the flow because of course when I was moving, I was like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like I was putting too much pressure.
Yeah.
So I just let things be. And then by letting things be, then it came it just started coming. Like I feel like the blessings just started rolling in because I wasn't putting too much stress and pressure on myself or timelines. I was just like, you know what? Whatever it's gonna be for me, it's gonna be for me. So
Yeah. I think sometimes too, well, on social media, it's a little bit like I get what you're saying, but it's also a little bit hard because it's like you have to hit those milestones on social media. We are watching follower count in order to grow the account and stuff. So I feel like finding the balance between trying to grow it and watch the numbers and also just be yourself and take your time and let things flow is a little bit complicated, right?
yeah, the crazy part is I never thought being a social media content creator was never in the cards for me. That was never nothing that I was worried about, never nothing that I took interest in. I was just literally posting personal. And then I started posting thinking, okay, this could help me with business, but I never said I wanted to be a content creator. It just kind of happened.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it just kinda happened, and then it's just like, now that I'm in the position, I'm like, "Oh, you might as well keep going. I made it to 170, let's get to 200K." Like, so now I'm definitely intentional with it versus
Yeah.
where I was just throwing stuff out there just because I was bored. A lot of times, I was just bored making content and not knowing that it was going to, you know, go the
Yeah.
way that it did, but I
That's
have no
cool.
complaints.
No, right? Not at all. Because some people be struggling trying and they're like, oh no, I followed off on this, which also reminds me and brings me to kind of like the balance of it all. Talk a little bit about how you balance the content creator life, the mom life, the business owner, all the things that you got going on. How are you managing these things? It's not that many hours in a day.
Right. So with the content like sometimes I watch people make content where they're doing a shot here, they got the drum here, they got this here, they got this following them, and then they got to take all these different shots. Then they got to put it all together, and like it could take hours or
Yeah.
sometimes days. Me, I just record, put it together and post. Like for example, today I went to the gym. I worked out for an hour and 20 minutes. I did do some clips and then it took me less than 5 minutes to put that together and post it. So I've just told myself that I wasn't going to be, spending a lot of time putting together content and just keeping it basic. Like my content, it doesn't have like the transition, how content can
It's
go
not
crazy.
overly produced or whatever, yeah.
Exactly. And so mine's is just really basic and they do well. And it's just less is more is how I've always thought about things. So that doesn't take a lot of time of my day. Like I also had a session done on me today. I got a couple of clips, posted it, and it was done. So I don't really spend a lot of time creating the content. I just get it, post it, and that's it. So that part is easy for me. And then as far as mom life, he's 16, about to be 17. It's kind of really easy. We kind of coasting. And in business, I do set my hours and I try to stick with a set schedule. And then I also do take time for me too. Like on Tuesdays is my half a days. And then eventually gonna start taking off on Sundays just to give myself a full day. But yeah, I go off of a strict schedule and then I make sure that I take the time for me every day, which is for my workouts because those are non-negotiables.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So for the girlies that are trying to get in shape a little bit now, trying to figure out the contour thing, any tips or advice or small things they can start now or anything that they should kinda get into?
Yeah, I try to tell my clients, especially my first time clients, that because typically my first question is, "Do you work out?" And
Yeah.
then they be like, "Oh, I'm about to start," or da 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 da. So I always tell them, commit to working out. Give yourself like a task. Say like, "Okay, I need to work out for 2 weeks straight." And then I'm gonna reward myself by going to Jasmine Lynn. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Versus just going full throttle, spending money in your mental, you're not locked in to doing what you're supposed to do. So I always tell them to kind of do some stuff and then reward yourself, especially if they're coming from a place where they haven't done anything in years. Because I get a lot of those. They're like, oh, I still got this baby weight on me, and the baby be 6 or 7. I'm just like, no, 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 no. I'm like, so that right there is an indicator for me that, okay, we need to start with the basics. I need you to walk every day. I need you to jog. I need you to, you know, condition your mind because I don't want you to come here thinking that this is a quick fix and you're not going to have to do anything. So I want you to condition yourself and then come see me and then
Mhm.
let me help you. But if you're just coming to me and then you're trying to start working out and trying to do too much, you got to find your groove. And that's what I promote because to me, it's not about the money. It's like, I really want to see you win. And you need to position yourself mentally to do that.
Yeah. Do you have any success stories? Anybody you saw that just had amazing transformation?
Yes, I got a few clients that still to this day they reaches out to me and just, we follow each other on social media and I just be looking at them like the glow up has now they on my level, where they took a liking to the lifestyle. They took a liking to what it looks like to want like a hourglass shape. And again, that's not for everybody, but for some of my clients, they wanted what I had. And it's just
Mhm.
like, well, what I have didn't happen overnight, and I'm still working on what I have to make it better, so I'm still not fully satisfied. But I feel like as a woman, we're never fully satisfied.
Good point.
So I do have a lot of glow beauties that still follows me and I follow them and I just watch and I'm like, oh my God, I remember when you was and now you're so I just be like kudos to you And then they'd be like, "I thank you. You know, you help me and then you keep me motivated by your content."
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you next. My next question was like, yeah, like once you have helped somebody transform, like what that does for you. You know, when you see them,
Yeah.
that definitely like is something like I did that. I helped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
was
like,
a
that's
part of
one of
that
my glow
journey.
beauties. Yeah. I
Yes.
get excited because ultimately I want to see you win and I want you to like sometimes I ask my glow beauties to go on different challenges. I'm like, I challenge you to get dressed up and do something this weekend and tag me so I can see it. And then they'll do it. Like they'll do it. They'll get all dressed up, get the hair done and put the sexy little dress on. And it's not about why I'm doing it is you're doing it for you, you know, and it just
Mhm.
makes them feel good and it's building confidence. So yeah, I'll be on all of that. I give advice for how to build your confidence and how to keep it.
Mhm. And you're going
Yeah.
on a new journey. We kind of talked about this like last week. You want to tell me that you were about to start doing some new stuff with your TikTok?
Yes, girl. Yes, I am going to do my first live on Friday. And the title that I finalize is entering the soft girl era. So
Ooh.
next Friday night, I think I'm gonna do it around 9:30, 10. And I'm gonna stream it on TikTok and it's just entering the soft girl era and what that looks like, what it feels like, because I feel like I haven't really been there.
Are you in it right now? Or you talking from you feel like you're in your
Yeah,
sophomore grade? Okay.
I'm entering it and I'm trying
Okay.
to balance it out and, you know, just opening up the floors to hear from other people and, you know, how their transition went, you know, male and female, you know.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to see how it goes. It's my first one. So we'll see.
Yay. I'm excited for you too. I'm definitely tuning in because I want to see.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Do you want to shout out all of your handles so people will know exactly where to find you?
Yes. So you can follow me on Facebook, Jasmine Lynn. My business page is Glow Up Beauty by Jasmine Lynn. You can also follow me on Instagram. The tag there is Glow Up Beauty by Jasmine Lynn as well. And then on TikTok, it is Glow Up Beauty by J Lynn. So just JLYNN. So yeah, those are my handles. Go follow me. You won't be bored.
Not at all. I mean, that content, she's posting amazing content. Yes. I know I be looking at some of your workout stuff and I'm like, dang, yes, I need to go harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely,
it's
yeah,
sometimes I go back
inspiring.
and watch my own stuff and I'd be like, I can't believe I did that. You know,
Okay.
that because if you would have asked me a few years ago, there's no way I'm throwing weights up and
Yes.
squatting with all that weight, you know, but I have people around me that are challenging me and pushing me to be a better version of me. So I have people in my life that does the same that I'm doing for others as well.
Jasmine, thank you so much for pulling up and sharing your story with us. Your journey, your honesty, transparency, your commitment to empowering others really hit home. And this episode is such a reminder that growth takes faith, discipline, and really showing up for yourself. And even on the days when motivation is low. And so, whether it's your body, your goals, your business goals, or just becoming more confident in who you are, the message is clear. Consistency and belief in change is everything. Believing in yourself is everything. And to everyone listening, if this conversation really spoke to you, do me a favor. Share this episode with a friend who's on their own glow up journey. Make sure that you subscribe on YouTube and follow us wherever you're listening to the podcast. And if you haven't already, leave a review. It truly helps the show grow. And as always, thank you for rocking with Life in a D. And remember that your story matters, your journey matters, and you are allowed to evolve. You don't have to be that same person that you were years ago. You can evolve, you can be different, you can cut off people, and you can start a new life at any age. I'm your host, Tila, and I'll catch y'all in the next episode. Remember, same porch, same real talk. Eat well, spread love, and live free.